in the realm of the spirit, and the Lord took me straight away, and I see myself to what's called the Supreme Court. Makata brokoto, brikata brakata. I said, my God, what are you taking me now? We are already done, and there's a verdict already passed out there, right there on the election petition tribunal. And the Lord said, no, it's not over yet, that everybody should now be attentive to what is going to happen right there. And I see myself in a place called Supreme Court.
You are about to hear what you have never heard before. I want you to pay attention to this video from the beginning of it till the end of it. This is Major One, Seer One, the forensic prophet, is about to drop what they call bombshell. This is a very sensitive issue that we are dealing with. It is not or no longer news that the tribunal gave its verdict, and according to the law, the constitution permits that aggrieved parties, candidates can take their matter and table it at the apex court, and that court is the Supreme Court, and that exactly is what they are all into. But is there a ray of light at the end of the tunnel? Is there a glimpse of it or not? Is this just a circus? We've heard several prophecies, visions prior to the election, during the election, and after the election, and even now. Many of these prophecies, didn't come to pass. Some of them failed. Some of them were fabricated. While some, when it was delivered, it wasn't like this is what it is and there's nothing that is going to change it. Of course, someone can decree. Does not necessarily mean that your decree will come to pass. If someone else quickly takes action or something happens along the way, that is for whoever that is saying I saw. Now, let's leave that aside, because I'm not going to do the work of Major Seer One. He has something to tell you about that. Like I said, this is serious. There are those who have lost hope. They believe that the next battle will be when Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to seek for office for the second term. And there are some saying this is just a joke. It is difficult. It is not going to be possible to kick out an incumbent. Without further delay, let us proceed to listen to what Seer One has to say, and we'll talk more. Don't forget to like and share this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's get right into it.
Straight away. Oh my God, what is all this? Why is God taking me to this matter one after the other? Please share the broadcast with your loved ones. Let them know. Tell everybody to listen to Major Prophet of God. Share this broadcast wherever you are. You're watching on television, you're watching on YouTube, your Facebook, wherever. Share the broadcast. Let them know Major Prophet of God is at it again. Major Prophet of God is at it again. Mataka proceda. Mataka proceda. Some people are waiting to see how everything will end. I have vowed to myself, I will never say a word of my own. I will always follow what is written in the realm of the spirit. What will unfold? Because I'm seeing the issue of what's called the people right now, right on what I told you yesterday. And I said the people will now come out and say, I reject this very verdict. I don't take it. And they will proceed to where it's called the Supreme Court. And right there in the Supreme Court, I see a judgment again in the Supreme Court. And the matters now presented, and Supreme Court said we cannot entertain. And there's another strike out and strike out at the Supreme Court. People now begin to wonder what is going to become the outcome of the Supreme Court, and what's going to happen of the petitioners and all the people that are going to go to court. Please share this broadcast. Let the people know that Major Prophet of God is right here to prophesy exactly the happenings in Nigeria. Because there's a handwriting on the wall. Because the Lord took me in the realm of the spirit, and I see all the politicians, now the people that they've struck out their case, said, no, we are not taking it. We are proceeding to the court, and we're moving to what's called the Supreme Court. Watch out. A date will be given, and the date will go far, and they put the date far. If care is not taken, that date is going to be by next month or ending, or they will move it to next year. Go and write what I'm saying. Ending or next month or next year. Supreme Court matter will now come up. Then the Supreme Court matter come up, and the people now begin to now spend money, and all the people you are spending money, have you taken time to know what is happening at the gate of entrance? Major prophet of God is a prophet that sees tomorrow, a prophet that know it all by God. It's not me, but God who has called me has known it all. He know everything, the intent of every man's heart. Have you been able to ask yourself what's going to become of the Supreme Court? Because I'm seeing what's called everybody rejecting what is the verdict and proceeding to Supreme Court. By the time they proceed to the Supreme Court, and I see the Supreme Court now asking for what's called the document of the last judgment, and they will be begin to provide and provide and provide, and the Supreme Court look at it, and the end of it all, Supreme Court will have nowhere to go but to now attest to what has been passed as a verdict. As a verdict. And they said that is how it is. We must uphold the ruling of the High Court. The High Court has already given their rulings and their readings, and these readings and their rulings is what the Supreme Court is now ready to go with. And the Supreme Court said, we are going with what the High Court have given us a verdict, and they now come up with what's called to now attest to it and uphold the judgment. And everybody that went to Supreme Court now got disappointed and said, why should it be so? We didn't expect it to be so. We are expecting the Supreme Court to say otherwise, and Supreme Court will now say whatever that the High Court has spoken, and that is what they will now uphold. And the people that went to Supreme Court will be completely devastated and completely disappointed. And that is where whoever want to back out will back out, and whoever want to say, oh, I'm taking this to international criminal justice, I'm going to international court and this and that one will be thy kingdom come.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You heard what he said. Now, there are more of this that will be coming. In fact, many of them are already, writing out. Some are already telling their members. They are beginning to share what they claim God told them, what they saw in the spirit. They will be coming out with a lot of this, God told me this is what is going to happen at the Supreme Court. Because it seems the Supreme Court is the last, and the next is for you to take it to the international court. And you hear what he said. He said, if you take your matter to the international court, you are just wasting your time. It will not be resolved. Maybe at the end of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure, and after the next president has finished with his own tenure, that's when the decision will be made. Well, do you think that the best approach to this, the best solution, is for aggrieved parties or candidates to tighten their seat belt and look at the lacunas, look at the errors, look at where they got hijacked since they claimed they won? Maybe they need to work on this for the next 3 years or 3 years. Let's say 3 years before the next election, the second term election of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Maybe Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be kicked out. I'm also very sure that soon we'll begin to hear prophecies about the passing away of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, same as they gave to the former military head of state, retired. I'm talking about Buhari. The same way they said he's going to pass away, the number two will become number one. Number two did not become number one. In fact, number two was unable to win primaries in his party. Number two did not become president. And soon we'll begin to hear about the demise of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, sickness, and passing away and all of that. We'll begin to hear more of it soon. Yes, we'll begin to hear more of it. That is after the Supreme Court case has been finalized and settled, and it could span for 3 months, it could span for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I do not know. It could. And I think afterwards we'll be hearing about the passing away. That's what the prophecies will be focused on. Are we being manipulated? I don't know. Are they saying the truth? I don't know. whoever these prophecies are, focused on, are those people taking action against it? I don't know. But I think you know. That is why I want you to drop your comments about this. We are where we are presently, and there are those who are saying we need to put a balance to this. Why are we interested in listening to prophecies and all of that? That we should do away with it and focus on how we can bring the country to where it is supposed to be. While there are some who are saying that the spiritual controls the physical, some say throw away this spiritual. Let us face this physical head on. Let us take action. The physical realm is what we see now. It is what we work with. Let those who are working with the spiritual realm work with the spiritual realm. I think you understand what I'm saying. That in Africa, we are more focused on the spiritual realm. Let us see vision, let us prophesy and all of that, rather than we taking action. While some are saying if you try to take action, it will not work as a result of you not dealing with it spiritually. I don't know what your own thought are as regards this one. I want you to drop your comment about it. What is your thought? What are your thoughts? What is your opinion about it? Do you think that all of these prophecies, political prophecies, prophecies centered based on, politics, are they really making sense? Because we heard a lot of it. In fact, we had 1,001 pastors, prophets, evangelists, seers, major 1, major 2, major 3. They say God told them. They saw it in the realm of the spirit. There's nothing they did not see before the election, during the election, after the election. And now they are beginning to see what will happen at the Supreme Court. I don't know what your thoughts are. Drop it in the comment section. Like and share, subscribe to this channel. See you in the next update.